Thank you all for coming, and welcome to almost the end of the Deployments and Leading Practices track. We've got a few more sessions tomorrow, don't miss them. But for now, welcome to Tabitha Hancock.
All right, thank you. So we can go ahead and get started with the not so obvious parts of application onboarding. First, let me introduce myself. As he said, my name is Tabitha Hancock, and I work for UberEther. Let me tell you a few things about UberEther. We revolutionize identity and access management, transforming it from a complex burden into a simple, value-adding process. We handle all vendor product integrations, continuous patching and upgrades, leaving you free to focus on what really matters, driving your business forward. Let UberEther streamline your identity processes so you can utilize identity as a business enabler rather than a complex requirement. And if you'd like to know more or look at using our services, please let me know. All right, we'll get started with talking about the obvious. So the obvious parts of application onboarding is just a simple definition of what is application onboarding. It's the development of an application into your identity governance tool, no matter what tool you have chosen. It is establishing the process for user access requests, provisioning, periodic or on-demand certification campaigns, and reporting functions to assist with those pesky audits. Onboarding application enables tightly managed access processes. This allows for centralization and standardization for governance controls over user access changes. This helps with GDPR, SOX, PCI, HIPAA, and all those other lovely acronyms we all know and love. Mandates can also come from boards or directors that control the enterprise. The desired and ultimate goal is to have automation, but in some cases is more about automation of new hire, termination, or transfer notices, and not just automation of the accounts. Some more obvious, the hands-on keyboard work, the engineers, the developers, the analysts, the smart people. They are easy, they know the technology, they know the tools, they know the connections, they know the process. And they know the benefits, and let's be real, they just know how cool this stuff is. So with rockstar people, what could be the issue? You want to look beyond your team, and you want to look beyond your technology. Technology is obviously great, and it's absolutely crucial to the success of application onboarding, but we want to dive more into the people aspect of application onboarding. There they are, the application owners, the product owners, and in some cases, the application admins, and even less cases, the technical owners. Even some cases, the vendor, and the list can go on and on. So why the call out here to these owners? In many cases, these owners will stop your process or slow your process down. They are resistant to change in a lot of cases, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Reasons for them being resistant could be job security. They've managed the application for a very long time. They don't want to give up that control, and they don't trust you. Maybe they don't know you. So you have to build on that. So let's talk through. Foe or friend classifications can be made very early in the relationship, sometimes before they've even met you. What you have to remember is not to take it personal, don't give up, and especially don't give in. You know the benefits, so you have to show them. You know the goal, create a partner in that goal, don't just relay that goal. If you have a foe, make them a friend. Kill them with kindness. I think the Identity Jedi said this morning, be kind. It's not really that hard, and when it all starts there and can sometimes just be that simple as being kind. Show them the benefits to the team, to the company, to the process, and more importantly, to them. Are they still doing those certifications by spreadsheets? Show them how they don't have to do that anymore. Hit them where it hurts. Relationship management, it's everyone's job on the team, not just the project manager or the forward-facing person. Involve those application owners in setting target dates and goal setting. Let them be a part of the process. Be proactive with communications. Don't let emails sit for long periods of time. If they have a question, respond quickly. If there are vendor emails, be sure to follow up promptly and keep pushing the progress forward. Address those pain points before they come to you with them. You know them, you've been identity a long time. They don't. Don't let them think they're bringing the issue to you. Address those head on. Pick up the phone if needed. I know we don't like that, but sometimes it is just necessary to pick up that phone and call the application owner. Be transparent. It can be tempting to gloss over the imperfections. Be open and honest. We love identity, but it's not perfect. So be open, honest, and transparent. Be personable. This would include turning on those cameras, brushing your hair, and putting on a nice shirt sometimes. Not every meeting, but maybe at least the introduction so they can see a face and be approachable. And be patient. Remember that they are new to identity and you are not, but you need to help them to get there, so be patient. Create allies. These allies, you can say that you've successfully worked with. You can use these allies as reference for future engagements. Look at what we've done over here with so-and-so's team. Look how great it is. Look how happy they are. Relationship management is not where it ends, though. You have to have some talk to back up that proof. So have documentation ready. There's a fine balance between too technical and not technical enough. Try and gauge the technical knowledge of the audience and adapt it to app. If you have an app owner who is not technical, keep it high level. If you have a more technical application owner, go ahead and get into them weeds. Have docs for them to review to better understand workflows, diagrams, things like that. Show them reports, show them screenshots, show them things that will interest them in wanting to be a partner in the process. Here's an example of some documentation. High level, just a quick visual. These are the phases we're going to go through. Here's each of the processes we're going to touch on. Why is this key? Nothing is worse than getting into a meeting and finding out you don't have the right stakeholders. So go through all the phases in the initial session. That way they know, oh, I need to involve Joe from this team, or I need to bring in Scott over here. I need to bring in all the right parties to the meetings so that we don't have to reschedule. We all know what calendars look like right now, and they're all crazy, and we all know that a meeting can sit on the books for 2 weeks. You don't want to get there and then find out that you got to reschedule because you don't have the right people. So in that initial, have like a high level document, something like this, and then maybe a Word doc that dives in a little bit deeper, talking about here's what we're going to go over. Give that to that application owner. Let them tell you what stakeholders need to be a part of your meetings. Any project managers in the house? No? One back there. Special note here to stay organized. Same thing. Don't ask for that list multiple times. So if that application owner says involve Joe, make sure Joe is at the meeting. Don't ask them multiple times. Don't have them come back. That's only going to increase frustration and increase resistance. All right, so we'll stop for a minute and talk about benefits. Benefits to doing this. Why spend the extra time? So a lot of you might be thinking, looks like we only had one project manager, might be thinking, we're technical. We're here to improve their process and they're resistant. Why do we need to handhold? Well, you need them. Let's be honest. They're the keys to your vendor. We'd like to believe there's no pettiness with adults, but it's there sometimes. They can be a stopgap to that vendor. So you want to bridge that connection between you and them so that you are creating an ally and not a stopgap. Technology is great, but you also need owner cooperation, vendor cooperation, teamwork, constructive meetings, and elimination of any resistance. Why? We want to hit them goals. We want to hit them milestones, and we don't want any blockers. Remember, you need them, and you want to create your own marketing team. Back to that list of allies, you want to be able to create champions. You want to be able to create people that can speak to the process that you're trying to implement. All right, future. You might think, why are we talking about future already? We haven't talked about discovery and design. This is a key mistake that happens. We dive right into discovery, we dive right into design, and they don't know the process. They can't see the end. Start there. Start with future state. Start with walking them through the benefits throughout the process. Let them see the path. Let them see the end goal. They really need to envision that end goal to be with you. If they cannot clearly see the future process, They might not build it correctly. You'll find missing parts and you'll find them too late, stalling your progress. This will create a desire for them to help and not hinder the process to get to the goal. Show them the cool stuff right away. Get them on board. You will do these things in the initial meeting, but be prepared to do them again about halfway through the process. The initial meeting is very overwhelming for them. It's a lot of data that's coming at them. So be prepared to do the future state walkthrough again. All right, let's talk through some discovery and design sessions. Walk through the current state step by step. Give them a chance to digest and ask questions. Share screen. See how the user setup looks for them. How many times do you hear them say this screen at this box and not really know how to tell you on the back end? Watch their screen, watch what they're doing, see how they're filling in those fields. You don't want to fill in those fields the way you think they should be. You need to find out how that application owner wants them to be filled in. Design sessions. Remember, they're new to the process, so it's not a whiteboard. It's not a clean slate. You got to help them. You got to give them some kind of starting point. So due to them being new, they will want changes throughout the process. Remember, again, this is new to them, so you need to be patient and expect it. Build and have check-ins with them along the way to ensure they are everything is as they expect. Build changes into the plan because they will happen. All right, now we're to testing and validation. Use cases are key here, and again, they're going to need some help. So bring those to the table. They need to be solid. Have common use cases ready for them and let them add on the specifics if there are any. If you still have a resistant owner, depending on the owner, they may try and break it. Let them. Better the test, better the implementation in the end. Now it's implementation time. Remember, you work with them on other apps, or they may tell coworkers of their experience, making future application onboarding better, easier, and quicker. The relationship does not end here. After the initial launch, maintaining that relationship is crucial. You want to create a long-lasting relationship with these owners when it occurs. When they're comfortable to come to you to enhance their application, they're going to have patches, upgrades. You want them to feel comfortable to come to you. We all know things might break, so we want to know about them ahead of time. Let them come to you. Hey, we're going to do an upgrade. We're going to do a patch. Let them involve you. Let them do some regression. Get them involved. If they're not comfortable with you, they're probably going to implement it without you, and then it's going to break, and it's that Saturday call nobody wants. Hopefully they're not doing it on Saturday. You can notify them of continued improvements if that open line of communication is there. We all know identity changes daily, so you want to keep in contact with them always. Create an identity champion because we need more of us. And that's it. Now we're at Q&A.
There's a balance between white glove service and scalability, and how do you find a threshold behind being that person who every step of the way, all the way, through one to many applications, versus how you can do that from a small team to maybe thousands of applications?
I mean, it depends on your organization, depends on your approach. If you've centralized that, you're going to have one key point of contact, you're going to have one team. If you're a team that has things decentralized, you might have a different team. Maybe try and have that same owner throughout the process so that they have one contact person, one means, not multiple points of contact.
All right. Well, thank you, Tabitha.
Thank you.